Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome. Today we're going to take a deep dive look at Kingdom, Dungeon, and Hero. Now this is a hex and counter fantasy-based war game, game of conquest, game RPG, adventure, and kingdom builder all kind of rolled into one. This is done by the developer of Warplan and Warplan Pacific. So if you like hex and counters games, this might be something that will interest you. In terms of board game comparisons, what brings to mind for me is the newly released Burning Banners by Compass Games, and then also Divine Right, a classic game that I think served as some of the inspiration for this game. Let's jump in this video and take a look at some of the different mechanics and features, and we're going to look a little bit at gameplay to give you an idea as to whether this might be a game you would enjoy. I'm going to start out by looking at the new game, because the new game shows on the left-hand side how many scenarios we have at the moment. By the way, this is a review copy provided by the developer for taking a look at before release. Some things here might change in release, and so just be aware of that as we're looking at things here. Now, you can also create your own scenarios. I think post-release, there's going to be a lot of people that would be interested in building their own game worlds and history and scenarios that we'll see this list build up as we go forward. But right now there's 7, and I want to show you, just kind of give you an idea what one of these entails here. This is the main story, which is the Realm of Erde. So this is the core game, really, if you would, the quintessential Kingdom, Dungeon, and Hero experience. And we can see we get some background here and some of the historical context of this game for this particular scenario. But then if we click on Start here, a new game, we can see all of the different empires that we can pick from and play. And each one of them has their own backstories, their own natures, some of their own advantages, custom units, and all kinds of features here. So the amount of variety in this one scenario is just remarkable, with all the different kingdoms you can play and different alignments: lawful, neutral, kind of feudal, tyrannical, benevolent. And so that each one of those dictating kind of a different style of play. There's also a lot of ways you can tweak a particular scenario. So you can give yourself advantages here with production bonus, hero bonus, adventure difficulty. There is in the game, as we shall see, you band together groups of heroes and you go dungeon diving, if you would, to try to increase, to find magical artifacts, to try to find more shards, which is good for production and magical research. So there's lots of different things going on in the game here, as well as some of the options down below here. So default strategy, the nation will play to its default strategy, or you could turn that off and the nations will do other random kinds of strategies. There are small adventures or large adventures for the different dungeons that you go in, visible fleets impacting fog of war. This is a toggle here for opportunist allies or loyal allies, how your allies are going to behave. So just a number of features that you can take in addition to picking a kingdom, where you can tweak the settings of the game to change the nature of gameplay for you. But we're not going to play that one today. I want to show a different one here, which is this Isle of Nemora. This is a smaller one. There's 7 playable kingdoms, and it's on a 50 by 50 map. Now, each game has a set time limit. So this game is going to end after 10 years. We're just going to probably play a year or two because it takes a while. This is a longer game to dig into. This game ends after 10 years, 120 turns. Doing the math, of course, you can see that each turn is 1 month. And there are seasons in the game, and that's going to impact the production of your food and all these kinds of things. Bureaucratic corruption is set at 50 population. Corruption and stability are key kingdom elements in here, as we shall see and start to look at things. But let's jump into this one and start this, and we'll pick one of these 7 nations now. One of the things I want to highlight as we're picking an empire is that they have a nature, each empire. This is the one we're looking at now. Vinsuri is feudal. We could pick here Everlight. The one I was playing earlier on was Grenland Sol here as a benevolent nation. And that dictates what types of reactions people have to your politics, who you can ally with. So the entire political matrix of the game and how kingdoms react to your behavior is really dictated a lot by what type of nature you pick. We have tribal nature, another feudal one, and then Order of 7 and Red Stag Dominion. Both are tyrannical here. Just to try something different, I played Grenland Sol last time. I want to try Vinsuri here, which is feudal. And it gives us a little bit of background in here, but I'm not going to read through this whole thing. But basically, we are destined for conquest. It says this formidable kingdom is driven by an insatiable thirst for expansion and conquest. seeking to subjugate neighboring realms and annex their lands for the greater glory of the kingdom. We can see we have an advantage, which is a weapon master. Our trained footmen units will have +1 melee combat due to superior weapons. We can see all of the difficulty, all of the army types we can build, everything from militia to galleys to archers to spearmen to men-at-arms, and difficulty for us is medium. We're going to leave all these things on. Visible fleets here, default strategy scenario, just the regular things, small adventures instead of large adventures. And with that, let's fire this up and start the game out here. So our game is fired up here, and the first thing that we get at the beginning of every turn is a turn summary. And this basically is everything that happened between when you click the end turn button and all the other kingdoms went. We get a global events, which talks about things like famine or plague or storms and things like that. An economic report, which is very important. I've read through this one now, and we are producing a shortfall of food, which could be in part due to winter, but it seems like that might be something we want to address pretty quickly here. An alchemist report, which is about research, governor's report, collaboration report, trade report, enemy heroes report, and then an agreement report, all of which is talking about the management of our kingdom and the politics that surround us. This we'll close out of, but that's really helpful to look at that as the turn starts out. And now we can see, if I zoom out here, we can see our world map, and we can see all of the different nations here. Although there were 7 larger ones, kind of squared off here, Runeweave Circle in the center, Red Stag Dominion, Everlight in the right here, Order of the Seven, Greenland Soul in the bottom left, Quatos in the top right, and us, Vincere, up here in the top right, or the top left of the map here. We can also see that there's a number of smaller nations and kingdoms in the way. In the way. Yeah, okay. Anyway, kingdoms that we couldn't choose those as players, but they're still active kingdoms, smaller ones, albeit, that are influencing the game here. So let's take a quick look at our nation here. So we can see, zooming over it, we've got our cities. We can see the borders over here outlined in black, and we can see our own military units. If we hover over them, we get a sense for what they are: swordsmen, light cavalry. We can also dig down and click on them to see more details on them. So three swordsmen units, light cavalry, archers, and levies. If we click the little magnifying glass, we can get the melee strength, pursuit, siege, and all the different combat values for these units. So army management is one of the factors in the game, of course, and our kind of economy here seems to be predestined towards conquest. So military will be very big for us as we kind of develop forward here. If we look at the other elements here, we can see the little hamlets here. So I can click on Einok, which is a hamlet. It's only got a size of 1 and has no fortifications. So this would be relatively easy to take, of course. Small community of farmers growing vegetables, fruits, and nuts, with pigs, cows, and chickens roaming around. So a hamlet is very small. Then up here, we've got a village, which is next. Up here, Bardsey, which is up on the coast, is a town. And then Huen here, I believe, will be, our metropolis. This is kind of in yellow. This is our capital, our biggest city. It's got a fortification of 5 and all kinds of stuff that we can do in here. So this just kind of gives a rough idea, and it shows the kingdom as you start out. Before we jump in and show some gameplay, I do want to kind of talk a little bit about the interface, because it would be a mistake to categorize this game as a game of conquest and expansion only. That can help you, but it's very difficult, according to the developer, to conquer the whole world because of stability issues that you have, and because the enemies will ally against you to try to prevent you from doing that. So while conquest is a part of the game, economic development, trades, alliances, and all these different types of things, as well as venturing with your heroes, is another way that you can win the game. So you've got a lot of different options as to how you want to play the game in terms of how you want to get to victory. So with that in mind, up in the top here, we can see in the bar, the numerical bar, these are all kind of the different elements of the economy that show up for us here. So for example, 9 is we control 9 locations with 22 population. Our stability is 50 right now. Bureaucratic corruption is 0%. That's good. Our current gold is 300, and we're growing by 27 per turn, which is good per month. Food is 39. Again, we have a shortfall, but we've got some in reserve. Then we've got iron, wood, horses, stone, and then shards. Shards are magical elements that are very important for production and magical research and magic in general. So they're kind of your magic fuel, if you would think of. Now, up at the top here too, we've got the user interfaces divided up into 3 chunks. So we've got the different status reports that we can see, and we'll take a look at those in a minute. And then in the middle here, we can click off things like borders or location flags, hex control, who's got what, hexes here, we can turn those off. There's a supply element in the game, so you need to be able to supply your troops as they move forward to enemy action. There's nothing to see there. We could toggle off heroes and units if we want to. But for the most part, we'll leave the generic things on. Then on the right-hand side in the top right, we've got the different game options and settings and keyboard controls and stuff like that, as well as quit and save. So for right now, that's a pretty good idea what that is, but I want to spend a little bit of time talking about these 7 icons in the top here, because this starts to show the depth of the game. Let's take a look here first at the economy. The bigger part of this one, I think, is the top part here. So we can see this is basically a measure of how our economy is doing right now. We've got the market in the top right, so we can see what we've got. If we want to trade, for example, if we want to sell horses, we could sell one of our horses for 16, 3 of our horses for 48, 10 for 160. So you can buy and trade resources here if you need to get some more. The middle one shows our production. The left one is kind of an economic overview of recruitment, food storage, and elements like that. These are the types of units that we can build, and we've got them down below, and their strengths and element and what it costs to make them and stuff like that. This would be also where we could recruit these units. We can see our recruits is 22 out of 22, and recruitment is plus 11 each turn. So we could build a light cavalry, have enough to do that, except we don't meet the iron and horses requirement to build light cavalry. So we couldn't do that, and we start to see how the economy and military is all tied together. So these are the different units. So this is our entire economy production screen. We have a number of districts. If we click here, we can see the different districts that we've got. When is our capital, which gives the production values here: gold, food, iron, horses, etc. And then the things that we can build: temple, market, council hall, harvester. Each of these things does a particular thing. Now, we did hear that food is short. I probably don't want to put a harvester in our main metropolis because we can only build 5 things there. So we'll probably build one somewhere else. But we can see the cost of it down here below, which is 80 gold, 10 food, and we are short wood and we are short shards. So one of our problems, if we recall, is we need to make more food. And in order to make more food, we're going to have to get wood and shards to build a harvester, which will increase the food production in a particular town, hamlet, or village. So keeping that in mind, that's probably where we want to go first. But shard production is only 8. We're going to need 30. So maybe we actually want to try to build up our shards first. And you start to get the idea, like some of the challenges you're thrown at with your economy. Now I can toggle through our different cities and towns. We can see they show up on the right. So this is a hamlet. Food production is 4. This would be a good place for a harvester. But again, we need wood and shards to be able to do that. Then here we have our research element, which shows the different things that we can be researching: coordination, formations, which are military ones, intellect magic, enchantment magic, construct magic. So you can build these kind of robots if you get far enough along and things, which sounds really cool. Fortifications, purifier, which is about increasing shard production, and then harvester and excavator. I think these are long-term things. You can see 1 out of 90, 0 out of 90 for these. We are trying to increase our military capacity, it would seem, but I do think shards are going to be important. So we have 7 available alchemists. Let's put 4 of them on shards, and let's concentrate on harvester as well. So we've got our alchemists now allocated to research. We've got 4 working on purifiers for shards and 3 working on harvesters. Probably need stone and iron too, but let's start for us here. So this gives an idea on how research works and the fields that are involved here too. Now, diplomacy. This is cool. We can be at war with nations. We can be at stability, is kind of just peace. We can have peace agreements. We can be neutral, and you get a different stance element here for each one of the major and minor kingdoms that are in the world here. We can see a summary on the right. We are at peace with all other kingdoms. That's good. But we don't have any alliances. We don't have any trade agreements. And we don't have any research collaboration agreements. Now, the nature here, we are feudal. So we can probably have an inclination to be a little bit more kind of friendly with other feudal nations. Now, Runeweave Circle is in the center here, and we can see we have in the middle of this box, we have 4 emissaries available. So let's send an emissary to Runeweave Circle. That will be good. And Lionheart 2, now that's a smaller one. I want to try to do the larger ones here. Now, up here, Grenland Soul and Everlight are benevolent, right? So let's send some emissaries there, because maybe we don't have to go war against them. Maybe we can fight the tyrants here and do that instead. Poitos is tribal as well, but they're one of the big ones too. So let's send our 4th emissary there, and that's good for right now, I think. And that's all we can do. I think we have to get these going a little bit before we can have and build up relationships, before we can start to have diplomatic arrangements beyond just sending an emissary. But that's a good start. So our 2 benevolent nations, a tribal nation, and then Runeweave Circle, the other feudal nation, we've now sent our emissaries to them. We'll see the results in the course of the next month. That's our political screen here. This is the summary screen, and I wanted to show you this because this gives you a little bit of an idea on how you can achieve victory in the game and why it's just not a game of conquest. So this is the turn summary. We've seen that before. This shows our different locations, the ones that we, these are these are our different towns and cities here, and we can jump right to them if we want by clicking on them here. This gives a kind of an overview of their production and stuff, and different elements of the game here, buildings that they've got. So right now we can see we've only got 1 building in Huen, which I think was that barracks. So somewhere quickly, we really want to start developing our buildings here. Artifacts, we have found no magical artifacts yet. Forces and victory. This gives an overview of the strength of your nation along a number of different parameters, the population, and then also, most importantly, how many victory points you're getting per turn. I think this is based off of stability. I'm not 100% sure, but we can see we've got 9 victory points because it's our turn. Apparently, we're going first, and we're getting right now, on average, 9 victory points per turn. This shows losses, so our military losses, any fallen heroes that we have, but we don't have any heroes yet. Units, so these are our different armies, and we can click right to them and see where they are, so our different forces that we've got. Achievements here, this is the one I want to show you because these give you victory points, and victory points are what's determined the end of the scenario winner. And we can see like these top ones here, Conqueror and Overlord, control 2/5 of the realm's population, will give you 40 points. So at 40% of the world conquered, that's the highest one you're going to get. And that's, so you're probably not going to be able to take the whole world here, but we could get 80 victory points by conquering 40% of the known world. That might be, for this game, talking about military conquest, that might be a good objective for us. But the other part here that's very important is like diplomat, peace or alliance agreement with 15 or more kingdoms is worth 50. No wars for the first half of the game for you is worth 200. So it does reward that peaceful development as well. Merchants, trade agreements, research is collaboration agreements with 5 plus 1/3 of the kingdoms. Build a victory unit, control 100 strength points of navies if you're going towards the naval aspect. Adventurer here. I want to show you this because we're going to hire some heroes and we're going to go into an adventure here. But if you own 30 magic items, you get 120 victory points as well. Collectors for artifacts. So the idea of building up your cadre of heroes and sending them out in the world into adventures to kind of develop and find cool stuff is another pathway to victory here. As well as achieve master in intellect research, conviction research. Divine cleric attains a natural 15 conviction. Attain all 5 unity runes. So if you find these very rare unity runes, it's 480 points, which is a kind of a pretty much an automatic victory, I would think, compared to all the other points. And then if you are evil, you can have this corruption curse. We are not evil, so if we can destroy that corruption curse, then we get 400 points. Oh, destroyer. Sorry, I get that backwards. Sorry, my bad. If you are evil and you just develop that corruption curse and get it to 1000 level, you get 480 points too. So just looking at this, I think this really hammers home the point that this is not just a game of conquest. Conquest and military conquest is really only one way towards multiple pathways towards victory, depending on how you'd like to play the game. So that's our summary score. Then over here, we get battles. There was nothing. Heroes, we don't have any heroes, but we'll take care of that momentarily. And then we have the recruits that come in here too. But let's go now to heroes, because heroes is pretty cool. We can hire 3 right now. We have 300 gold, so we've got some money and stuff like that. And we can hire Ifan here, who is available. He is a cleric. We can see their skills and stuff. We're just going to take all 3 of them for right now. So he's 20% administrator. He's an administrator. So you can attach your heroes to cities to help them improve the production and performance and organization of a particular city. So this guy, Ifan here, who's an administrator, would be really good to put in kind of city management, I would think. But anyway, let's recruit him. We've got him in here right now. Eloso, who is a wizard, lowers resistance and immune, we'll recruit him. And then Julian, a warrior, we'll recruit him or her for 33. If we click on them now, we can see their different characteristics. So these basically are RPG heroes. Their strength, cleverness, intelligence, health, weapon, armor, melee power, magic power. So these are all in themselves characters in here and stuff like that. Let's jump in right now, actually, and change this name here to, let's go to Parkera. P-A-R-K-E-R-A. Parkera will be our first hero. A wizard here. Let's go this to Joey, and then Julian here. A masked man. He looks pretty tough here. Let's do a hissy cat for our heroes there. So there is our team of 3 heroes right now. And we can see their different characteristics. Now, we click out of there. We can go up here. They are recruited at the capital. This is really cool because if we click again, we can see we've got all 3 heroes here. But watch what happens now. This is kind of cool. So let's just activate Hissy Cat. He's a warrior. That's all good and well. Down here we can see on the left we've got Gather Rumors. So we can spend 1 movement to find adventures. Let's do that. So after a few too many drinks and a bar fight resulting in nothing productive, I found this wanted scroll outside the cavern. So down here means if we look over here, we can see a question mark has now popped up on the map. This is what that scroll led us to, and here might be a place where we can go on an adventure. So let's take one of our heroes here. Let's actually send Hissy Cat out to do that since he found it there. We're going to send him down to Perrin Hills here, and he gets there, and now he can explore that rumor. So let's see what happens here. Aha! Our search has revealed an entrance to something foul and unwanted. So in Perrin Hills, we've found some kind of a dungeon here. And now we're going to send Hissy Cat inside. He's going to enter. So the dungeon difficulty popped up at C low. If we can auto explore this, or we can do this as an adventure. I'm going to show it as an adventure. You want to go in with 6 heroes. So that's the maximum you can bring in. Going in with 1 is almost certain death. So yeah, 94% chance that he would die if we sent him in alone. So let's not kill Hissy Cat off too fast. We are just right now going to then select scouting, and that means he's going to kick out. But this is good because we found a dungeon. It's low difficulty, which is what we want. So we'll kick out. Now, Hissy Cat's burned up all his movement points, but that's mission accomplished. The next thing will be us next month. We can probably hire 3 more heroes and get them down here, and we can start our first exploration here. For the meantime, though, we've gathered the rumors there. Let's send Parkera over here to Leafside and have him gather rumors there. Trails of corpses guards, too scared to investigate. Suspicious clothing from not around here seems like a profitable situation for us. Up here in the Howling Woods, Parkera found something. Can he get there? He cannot, but he can go over here to Mangle. Yeah, he's already gathered rumors once, so he can't. But up here, our last hero, Joey, can go up and explore the Howling Meadows here. Let's explore this rumor. A hidden entrance has been revealed for us to riches and glory. Sometimes these rumors are false rumors and nothing happens, but right now we've got 2, so this is good. Let's send Joey into another low difficulty dungeon. Excellent. These are some eccentric castle ruins. We as well are not going to kill Joey off with auto-exploring a 97% chance of death. We'll just have him scout it. Very productive, though, for our heroes in the first turn, because both of them now have found, we've got 2 of the 3, have found dungeons that were true rumors that we can go explore now once we gather together a team of heroes and assemble them on top of this. So we are making production in that part. Now, militarily, I think we probably want to go after this Black Iron House here. Let's take a look at there, because we're supposed to expand, and that would be good to just get out of the way. And that's a city here. That would be nice to add to our kind of growing kingdom. And if we look here at the diplomacy here, what is Black Iron Horse? They're lawful. That's, I think we could go right to war with them. Yeah, let's just, it's probably, actually, let's wait 1 turn before we do that. So we are not going to go to war with Black Iron House. Generally, that would probably hit our stability quite a bit, and I don't want to mess it up yet. So with all of those things, I think right now we're pretty good then for our first turn. So I'm going to end the first turn. We're going to come back. Oh, yes, because we don't have any way. Let's see if we can actually solve our economic problem of food by going to, this is a village right here. Let's see about where we want to build. Oh yeah, this is good. Waslingham is a little village here, and it's producing 6 food. So if we could produce a harvester, we could get on the, we'd increase our food production. We're short, however, on wood. We only have 11 and we need 40. And we're short on shards. I don't want to trade all our money away to get that. So we're going to end the turn here. Let's go to our next turn. So now, one of the elements of this game that I've noticed is the time between turns does take a little bit of time. I think there are ways to speed this up, and that's kind of what I've done. But there is a little bit of a wait here between turns. Actually, that's good. I set the speed up to go much faster and that process quicker. So that solves something that I had wondered about too. Okay, so how did we do on this previous turn now here? 26 food produced. Our locations produced less food that was inspected due to winter. We can see now it's covered by snow. We've lost 2 food. Okay, so yeah, the amount we produced and the amount we consumed was 2 less. Total surplus for next month is only 34. Okay. And our diplomatic reports here, our stance with Everlight has faded to suspicious. We'll work on that, though. Stance with Grenland Soul has faded to suspicious. The stance has improved with Quatos. Nothing a little wine and cheese can't help. Good. Okay. And other places have faded here, too. We're not collaborating or anything. So let's go in now. We can see the map is covered with snow in the winter. And if we go down southern, the other half of the world here, they are in summer while we are in winter. So winter is only in the northern half of the planet here. But let's go in now and see if we can fix our diplomacy efforts here. See if we can do something else. So Everlight here, we can give a gift. Oh, wow. We can't really do anything because they are suspicious of us here with our feudal nature here. What about Runeweave Circle? Okay, yeah, because they have a similar nature to us. Let's see if we can open trade here and kind of get things going that way. That would be good. Offer peace. Yeah, we'll try it, but I don't think they will probably take it right yet here. Quantos. Now, Quantos as well. They're tribal, so they're close in alignment to us. Let's open up trade with them, and let's try to offer peace. We've offered trade agreements and peace. So perfect. So that gets us going there. Greenland Soul here might not be very good. I don't want to go to war, and we can't give a gift yet. Let's recall our emissary from there. Likewise, Everlight. Dropping stability. Boy, they don't trust us at all. Maybe we'll try some of these other smaller feudal places here and pick something out. I'm going to think for a moment here. So this Rassilon house is nearby and it's feudal. Emissary is available. We can't send an emissary there. I'm not sure why. They don't like us, apparently. Can we send them anywhere else? I think maybe because we've recalled them, we have to wait for another turn there. Yeah, so we'll leave that off now for good for the diplomacy. Let's go hire some heroes, though, and let's set them up for the next adventure. So I'm going to go in and do that now. At Hwen here, we should be able to hire 3 more heroes. Excellent. Somnath. Saraswati is a warrior. Sometimes you can pick these, but this is good for right now. And we are going to try to assemble our heroes up here on the Howling Woods. It might take 2 turns to do that, but let's explore some more rumors. I'll do that now off camera, and we'll see the results as we go forward. All right, so we've got 4 of our heroes on top of the Howling Woods dungeon entrance, but if we look here, Parkera and Hissy couldn't make it there, so we will have to wait for another month before we get to that. So there's good there. We've done our diplomacy. Let's see how our economy is looking here. Shards. So yeah, economically, I would like to build that. We're still short on wood. I could buy wood very cheaply and we could sell maybe some of our horses or some iron or something like that. But the problem is the shards. We need 30 shards and buying 10 of them is 600 gold, which we aren't anywhere close to. It's a ridiculous price. And that's where our heroes come in, because we send our heroes in here to the Howling Woods. They might very well find some shards, which would give us enough shards to build that harvester to jumpstart our economy. So you can start to see that connection between heroes and the economy and the benefits that you get, as well as finding gold and other treasures and artifacts in there that could help our military in terms of artifacts and weapons and things like that. So all these different elements of gameplay are intertwined. For the sake of moving along this replay now, let's go in and let's start war. I wouldn't probably do this anyway, but we're going to start war here with, which one was this here? The Black Iron House. So let's go in and just do that. Lawful right now. It's going to give us a 15 hit to stability, but let's do it. You have to alt-click because this is a serious one. So much for my holiday. To war we go again. Black Iron House, my liege. Our stability has fallen to 33, so that's going to have some economic consequences here. But it's time now to send our forces towards our weaker enemy here. Let's get our levies moving. Actually, we're going to leave them there. Let's get our larger army here, swordsmen. And we could put a hero with this to lead them, but for right now, we'll let them go forward. And let's move them down here. Oh, they've got 34. And okay, they don't have any fortifications there as well, but they are in the mountains. Let's see what happens if we attack. Do that. Oh, nice. We've kind of brought them down by 2. And let's try it again. Down by 2. Nice. So we're beating them down, but now their movement is done. This could be a tough nut to crack, but we've got a larger army and they are relatively small. Let's bring these levies up here too. Oh, their movement is 0. Why is that? Oh, I think I accidentally moved them out of Mangle by mistake. Oh, what an idiot. No wonder why that created problems there. So we've left that undefended. Okay, that's a tactical error there. Sorry about that. I thought I moved the hero, but I ended up moving the army. That was my bad. I'm going to leave them down here. Hopefully, they don't get adventurous and try to take our hamlet away from us, because we can't really split anything else up, and all of our other troops are just where they are. But that's fine. We'll just deal with it. Nothing we can do right now. But yeah, we're off to combat right here, and we've had a pretty successful initial assault here on Rusty Ridge. And if we can take that, I think that would probably take them out of the war here. And it would give us a nice expansion to our kingdom and give us a city here. With that in mind, I think we've done that. Research I wanted to show you as well. We've got 2 out of 90, so it's slow going in research. We need more alchemists to get our research going. There's a definite slow burn to the game. Let's go on to the next turn where we'll show a little bit more combat, and then we'll go in and start one of those adventures to give an idea what that's like. So let's end this turn. We'll be back as we come to the next turn. So we get our turn summary. We can see the first thing we get on the economic report is production is modified by our stability modified by stability is at 91%. So we didn't produce as much stuff. Our shard production went from 8 to 7. Our food production still at 26. I think that was higher. Gold went down to 20. So we roughly lost because the stability of the empire is lower. It's gone back up a little bit, +1, but everything is impacted. So going to war has been kind of expensive here. And our food is dropping too because we're not providing enough food. So lots of things somewhat going wrong, but we have got some trade offers in here too, which is really good. Unfortunately, however, trading with some of these smaller empires doesn't really help you very much. However, Quatos and Runeweave Circle has accepted our trade offers. Let's go check on the diplomacy there right away here. So these are all the offers. The Tribal House, I'm going to accept it just because I don't think it hurts us. It just doesn't really help us to trade with some of these smaller ones, at least in the beginning. Maybe it gets better later. We'll just accept them all. This is fine. They're all feudal. It's all good. So we'll do that. Up here, Everlight, can we... Boy, they really don't like us. It's dropping. I guess because we went to war, so they're not at all happy with us. Yeah, okay, that's good. But Quatos, good. So we're trading now with Quatos, which is really good. Let's offer some research collaboration with them. Likewise, let's offer some research collaboration with Runeweave. Now, if I were playing a full game, I'd probably spend a little bit more time on that, but you get the idea. Oh, Forgan House, let's accept the trade offer. And Carbera House, let's accept the trade offer. And these are all feudal places that are trading with us because our alignment is similar here. So that's all good and well. I'd spend more time with this if I were playing this as a real game going deeply, but this is more to show all of the different features and stuff. So that's good for right now. Oh, wow, that's interesting. They did try to go out here. Look at that. They tried to head for Mangle here to take that. Let's bring these levies back in to defend it. And now we've got them in the open here. I think the question is, do we want to just try to take Rusty Ridge or go over here and hit these forces? I think we want to split, right? So let's split this up into 20 and... So let's take a swordsman, light cavalry, and and some levies, and we'll send them here. Oh, we want to do the other things. Swordsman, light cavalry, levies. We'll send them here, and they're going to attack. We've got them in the open. That's good. So let's click here and attack. Excellent. Got them. We're wearing them down. Good. They retreat. Oh, that was a significant hit there too. Let's move. Oh, they couldn't move forward. Okay. Get them back there. We'll keep our army together. Okay, but we did have a lot of casualties. Our light cavalry in particular suffered casualties, but we really reduced them. They're down to 9 here. Now let's see if our swordsmen and archers can take the town here. They got it. Can we go in and take it? Excellent. Rusty Ridge is ours. We've captured Rusty Ridge, which is perfect, and we'll hold it right there. We're not going to go out of there to kind of expand on it. So again, picking on a smaller kingdom, this is, they don't have the strength or the capacity that we do. There's only one city there. So one of these like neutral, smaller kingdoms that we're able to kind of probably conquer. I don't know what's going to happen now that we own their town and their military force has been badly beaten. We'll see what happens between this and one more turn here. But I want to show you adventuring. So here, let's get Parkera into the Dominion Woods, and let's get Hissy Cat down here. They've been lollygagging around and doing all kinds of weird stuff. Now we have our team of 6 heroes here to go into the dungeon. Let's enter. Okay, so dungeon difficulty is low, and we can see the adventure log. Our journey begins at the entrance of the eccentric castle ruins. We get a little description of the place and a picture of the place here. We are not going to auto-explore. We could just click yes, and this whole adventure would be done. And that's probably the way I would do it playing a longer game. I might just do a few that are in kind of smaller explorations, but you will have heroes die. We don't have any kind of person who can find traps and stuff like that. So, because they're all different types of heroes, so that's probably bad. But we're not going to scout. 7% death if we were able to do it, and it would take about 3 turns. Let's click no, though, to just show it what it looks like on manual here. Okay, so down below we can see our map and stuff like that. We're manually exploring. We're going to move up. We can see we're in a tunnel, a long, wide tunnel that drives deeper into the underground structure. It is smooth with no side passages or rooms. The rocks and stuff, we're going up. And now we've got our first... Oh my goodness, the Aethernet cultist is die by my poison blade. We can see there are 31 spawn remaining in the entire thing. And we've run into an interrogation chamber. A large odd-shaped chamber houses many known and unknown interrogation devices used to break the will of captured foes. And we've got an unwanted shaman, an Aethernet cultist, and an animal horror here, some kind of a creature. So with that in mind, we can see their different characteristics. A magic rating of 7. This Aethernet cultist that's got a poison element to it, that seems rather bad. His magic rating is really low, but let's go in now and see what we can do. We've got some healing that we can put on top of things and stuff like that. Right now we've got 2 regular attacks that we've got the warrior here, Hissy Cat. Let's put him on bash, which if we get lucky, it'll prevent the other side for that person who he hits from attacking. 2 magical attacks and 3 melee attacks. Let's try that. Let's do our fight. See what happens. The combat rounds begins, and we can see now the combat's going back and forth. Hopefully we hit the animal horror once there. Good. We didn't hit anything though. That was fine. Okay, so we're going to continue on to the second round. I could quick fight this, which goes faster in that round. Let's do the fight slow through here though. Oh, he healed himself, or somebody healed him. That's bad. And he got bashed, but we hit him for 4. That's good. We're starting to beat him down here a little bit. Now, hopefully this wouldn't be someone where we're going to lose someone already. Let's go again. Oh, Hissy Cat's getting pounded on here. Don't die on us, Hissy Cat. The Aethernet cultist is getting weaker. Good. What we're going to do now, however, we have 2 clerics and a druid. Parkera is a druid here. Let's have our druid switch to a heal. It's going to heal 3 health on the weakest person here, which is Hissy Cat, who's in serious trouble. Now we'll continue our fight. He's healed all the way back up to 6 points. However, if you'll notice up on top, we have 17 heals available to us. We can run out of heals, in which case we can't heal any longer in this dungeon. Now this is, we're taking a pounding here. Oh man, Parkera is now hurt. We'll give the druid heal again here. Really want to be able, we should be able to beat these down. Hissy Cat, stop bashing and start using your sword to cut them apart here. Let's do fight again. All right, so Parkera has been healed. Excellent, we're defending. And oftentimes these are faster. We could do the quick fight, which we'll probably do after this. But you get an idea what's happening now is you've got these, tactical combat situations with your team of 6 heroes. And as we start to kind of do quick fight to speed this up, bang, okay, looking pretty good. Oh, I don't want to heal anymore. We don't want to use that up. So let's do magic attack instead. And let's do quick fight. Excellent, we killed one of them. And as we've killed one of them, we get anything else? Nope, we didn't find anything yet, but we'll probably find something soon. We better heal again, however, because we've got people hurt. Joey the Wizard is hurt here. Oh, and Somnath the Sorcerer is almost dead. So Parkera, you're going to heal too. Let's do quick fight. Heal these back up. All right. They are healing. Okay, man, we're taking a beating. Joey the Wizard is almost dead here. Let's keep healing and quick fighting. Let's go. Oh, good. Going to back up to 4. Good. Dead. The Animal Horde. We found 3 gold, so that works there. Let's continue our fight. We'll finish this off. Dead. Got it. Okay. So everybody's healed back up, but we've only got, on the top here, we can see 3 heals after combat are left. So we used a lot of our healing capacity. We got 5 gold and 2 shards as well. So that's good. Our shards now gaining, and this is a way you can gain shards. There are 28 spawn left in this smaller dungeon. Now, these can be big and large, so this in itself almost seems like it can be quite a while, but to go through one of these, keeping in mind that you can just auto-explore it all if you want to. But this shows basically that adventure element. We could find artifacts, there's traps, there's different types of monsters, weapons that you can find in all kinds of things, and we can actually search this spot, which we will do. After study this area, nothing was found. So for the sake of moving the video forward, I'm going to do the rest of this journey into the dungeon off camera, and I'll show the results when we get back. We can see, however, that our heroes here have 16 experience after that battle, working their way up towards level 2. So we've moved forward in the dungeon now a little bit. I did quick fights. It's really fast when you do the quick fights. That's the way I'll probably do them, as playing most of the game here. We used up all of our heals, however, and Somnath, our sorcerer, is about half dead. All of our heroes have gotten 44 experience, getting them about halfway up to level 2, and we've taken down the spawn remaining in the dungeon to 19. So rather than push our luck in this adventure, in this turn, we're going to leave now. So we'll have them regather outside the area where they can kind of rest and heal up, and we'll send them back in the next turn. With that in mind, I've shown most of the stuff I kind of wanted to show in the game here. I'm going to end the turn. We're going to see what happens to our kingdom here, the Black Iron House, to see if we've perhaps taken them over here. I wonder if, can we do a diplomacy with them? Anything like that? Like end the war, Black Iron House. Let's see. Can we end the war? Offer cease war, offer truce. I wonder what happens. I don't know what happens, I confess, if they don't have any cities left. Let's find out. Aha! Check it out. In the middle of that turn, we get the notice, conquered Black Iron House. Our kingdom has expanded here. Very good. And we produce 55 food now. Some of our locations produce more food than expected due to summer rains. Nice. Summer food surplus is up to 47. We did get, by the way, we have 37 shards now, because in that exploration of the dungeon, we picked up a lot more. We've got 44 wood, so we've got enough now to go in and build a harvester. However, I'm looking at our food production now. Now that we've got this city and our empire's expanded and it's summer, our food is looking pretty good here. So one of the decisions would be, what do we want to start building up with our cities here? And you can see that it starts to get going. We've got our heroes here that are going to go back in and finish that adventure in this month. We've conquered our first smaller kingdom. The question is, where do we want to try to expand to next? Stability is back up to 39. So we're off to a pretty good start. You get a sense for how the game's going to play. Thoughts and impressions on this so far. This is a very methodical, tactical, thinking type of game. I think for a person like myself that likes tabletop war games and tabletop board games, complicated ones, this is a nice match for my interests. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm liking the depth of it. I'm really liking it a lot more now too. One of the things I was going to mention in this video was it takes a long time between turns, but I've set the speed up for that much faster, and I'm actually really happy with that. That was my biggest complaint with the game coming into it, was the time between turns, and that's solved right now. This is much, much faster. I am really looking forward to seeing how this moves forward and how it gets developed. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. This game is coming out. I'll put a link down below. It's coming out on Steam on July 1st, which will be within 24 hours after the time this is released. So if you have any questions and I can answer, I'm happy to adventure. But a thumbs up for me, given the fact, at this point, right, 5 to 6 hours into the game, I am really liking it. I'm liking how it plays. I like all the elements it lets you do. The combination of kingdom building, conquest, and dungeon hero development is really fun. It's ticking off 3 boxes for me. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.